All right. Sometimes that 15-minute delay is even more painful here in person. Today it is the Atlanta Poker Club Thursday night session at Firefly. In the booth today with commentary is Gil and Taylor doing it for the first time.
Yep.
Tell everyone, hey.
Hi, everybody. Good to be here.
So, looks like here getting ready to kick things off. Kind of see any notable players at the table. We'll give a shout out to Bart here. He seems to be a little tall for the broadcast. Bart would be the handsome tall man there in the red shirt. You guys have to take my word for it that he's handsome.
Yeah. I'll agree.
So looking to start off here, they've got some pretty solid big blinds. Eric with 31, Marco with 24. A couple of regulars here on Thursday nights.
Good, actually.
Starting here that nothing like a final table easy decision for Rakesh here.
Yeah, the hand right before final table, Ash lost a good amount of his stack to a river straight, so he's hanging on with just 1,000.
Looks like Bart called with King Jack here. Late position that probably going to save a little bit of. I probably would have opened King Jack suited here.
Victor's all in, but 20.
Victor with an interesting play, but I think he's working on not necessarily his reputation, but the reputation of others.
Yep.
Nice play with 3 deuce. I'd like to say I could pull something like that off, but I don't think I can do it. Yeah, that's a place where people know that Victor takes things pretty seriously, so that's a great pickup. That's one from a learning perspective that players can go back and look at that and see what kind of say places that Victor's picking on them for.
Yeah, he does tend to maintain that frontal.
That also shows a spot where aggression probably could have worked in Bart's favor. That if he'd raised, even men raised with the King Jack there, later position, I don't think anybody gives him resistance. We kind of let Victor take the lead on that hand.
Pocket eights. Just no length here.
This is Joel. It's the first time that I played with him. He was at my table most of the night.
It's his birthday today. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Rachel picked him up a birthday shot or birthday Bailey's. He has played on the conservative side, but on ones where he definitely would be committed to certain hands. He slow played ace queen suited earlier. It's interesting that he didn't call it a big huge bet from Joe Cornelius, so it'll be interesting to see what he does with eights here. Based on our position, I guess we do have a player that is all in. I think you said it was Ash. He come with like one chip.
He did have one chip. Yeah, Joel actually is the one who took him to the gun right before.
Ace Jack 5. I'd expect some players to try to make it down pretty cheap here. Joel's been kind of the wild card tonight. The classic wave there for looks like he plays some blackjack.
Yeah. Is it free? Yeah. See if anyone's going to try to represent the flush draw.
You want that chocolate cake shot? Because I'm about to do one too. A chocolate cake.
So, only person with a heart here is Joel. But I wouldn't be interested to see if anybody trusts her. Joel betting here.
Hate it. Kill everybody out, I guess. Victor's probably going to fall.
I'm on the white side.
Maybe not.
This is one of those positions where I think Joel's just betting. He may have a strategy here, but it feels like that he's just betting. Maybe he understands he has the best hand here most of the time. And clean run out for Joel. Good game, Ash. Ash is one of our regulars here on Thursdays. Also on Saturdays, we play at 3:30, 3 o'clock? 3 o'clock. I think after all these years of playing APC that I would know the schedule better by now. But nice pickup for Joel, especially as the. Now this is where we'll talk about nice to haves. It would actually be nice to have a clock as an overlay on the live stream, so everyone knows like kind of what's going on, or even for us from a commentating perspective. That, we'll give live commentary to RF Poker and Game Theory of things we'd like to see in the commentator booth. But, something like that'd be nice for giving analysis of when maybe we think people need to start being a little more aggressive.
Yes, 4K or
Joel with an easy lay down. Marco, another regular here on Thursdays and Saturdays.
Brandon with A7 suited. He raised, just min raised.
Interesting min raise here. I would feel you
Did he min raise?
committed yourself.
Oh, Victor's all in. Okay.
Yeah. Min raise. Probably with an ace-7 suited here. I wouldn't think that'd be quite strong enough to min raise and deuce. So probably rather see them just a shove here and take it down. Obviously, Victor's going to come along with pocket tens either way, but you have a hand that I think plays well short stack. So if you'd shove their ace-7, kind of make people go away. It's interesting what Brandon does here. Might feel stuck. Just got to gamble. I don't know. He looks like. Oh.
Yeah, I would have been surprised if he folded.
Yeah.
I mean, he bet the stack.
I'd say even with the min raise there, it's kind of like you have to decide hands that have you raised to induce somebody and that you're looking to gamble. I think it's a perfectly fine gamble hand here. Like probably would have taken a more aggressive route and just shoved. You don't have a hand that you necessarily wanted people to play back at you, but we'll see what happens. This is one of those where I always want to hit my set here no matter what.
Right.
That's a rough one.
Yeah.
If you guys go back and watch some of our other broadcasts, Victor has a hate relationship with the river a lot of times. Marco, who we mentioned earlier at the final table, hit a 2-outer on him a couple weeks ago. But we'll throw in the poker terms here. That's poker. Any sort of. That's a tough one. I kind of know the feeling there. Victor was sitting in probably third or fourth place, maybe fifth place in chips, and now you're at the bottom with one river card.
You're good.
There we go. A little bit of video, a little delay on the video. So we'll give a shout out to the 7 people watching live. Victor's picked up a monster here with 2 big, actually 1 big. So,
He went in?
well, yeah.
Oh, he's all in
yeah,
for 4.
Yeah,
Okay.
had 1 big blind left. Now I'll say this is a position where APC, you'll find that even though you had 1 big blind, you theoretically get back in it pretty quick here if you win this hand. Although I will say this, if I have kings here and it comes out 6-7-5,
Right.
I'm not feeling good.
Yeah, Bart picks up a flush draw and a good shot straight draw. Bet, what do you bet? 6,000?
But try to work through these video. All right, so we just got the all-in yeah boy call of. Yeah, we're gonna sit back and wait for technical difficulties to correct themselves. Sit here and admire Kesha's board reading abilities.
No, I thought the first card was an 8. I thought you had to flop the straight.
All right, there we go. And
Bart is out.
so for all the suspense that for all of us, yeah, it looks like Bart either made a move with his flush draw, and based on Eric's chatter, looks like he scooped in some chips out of the side pot.
Well, Bart's goal tonight was to make final table, even though it was short. He still did.
Yeah.
Good job, babe.
I don't know if point out something. This is the first time that we have live streamed APC's final table on the pink table, given the gold table of break. That Marco with about 10 bigs, ace-6 off, good fold.
Yeah, in that position for sure.
BB folded faster than I could even see what her cards were.
8-7 suited. I don't hate it. See if he raises.
Nice. I think
It's a good raise. Oh no, he called.
I thought he had raised.
No, he did raise. Okay.
He may be all in. This is one that if you're gonna see,
I didn't know. I didn't know.
Oh wow.
he's all
Okay.
in. Actually not all in. Looks like you have some chips behind. Tighter. Yeah, if that was a min raise, probably looked like Joel might have had Jack 9 suited, Jack 9 off. That's one. For such a cheap price, I might have seen it.
With his stack, he's what middle stack. Probably would have seen a lot there.
Yeah, commenting earlier that this is the place where APC, it does get tough that big stack has 20 bigs, and that's going to go instantly to 10 bigs as soon as we blinds go up. BB here, I'm stuck with the old 7 deuce. Now this is an interesting spot. Joel's been sticky. Probably a good check by Marco there. This is
Marco picks up the pair.
That's definitely a good bet here. That I will say, playing with Joel tonight, he did play pretty straight up. Played conservative, but then once the flop came, it was pretty straightforward. So good bet there, knowing that he probably didn't have anything. But on that same note, give Joel kudos for preserving his chip stack. That, sitting at 8 bigs, that's one where now next hand or two he's got a good shoving stack. It's hard for if you shove 8 bigs into the big one into the blinds, that it's going to be hard for them to call you without a semi-premium hand.
Easy fold for Victor. King 3 suited. Probably gonna fold that.
Trying to see if Phoebe is going to be in the big blind next, or if she's got one more hand. But
I think she'll be in the big one this hand. I think. Yeah. Ace Queen from Marco.
that easy raise. We'll say, I'd like to see something on the larger side here. You got to make both the big blind and the button feel really uncomfortable here. 16, and he picks it up. Good raise size. That the small blind's one of the trickiest places to play because when you do raise, you want to try to make people feel really, really uncomfortable.
So the continuation bet's probably coming right as the block.
But, you know, saying earlier that I do like having an overlay that shows us the number of big blinds here. That it gives you a better feel from a playing perspective. That you don't think about it from the way of like 80,000. It sounds like a lot. That
Right.
Once with the final table that everyone is essentially short stacked. Another hiccup in the internet here with Firefly and Alpharetta.
Eric Linson with Queen Jack.
Yeah. Now this is a tricky one where it's like earlier on, pocket fives are I think hard to play.
That's my favorite hand. Pocket fives.
But final table, I think Joel would be better suited here. Just picking up on a little bit of Eric's weakness or just being ready to gamble. That BB's all in for her full 6K. This is the plate, like I said earlier. If you had any inkling that BB was gonna quote unquote isolate for her 6K, but everyone who's limped in can't raise, so I'd rather see Joel just jam, knowing she's gonna go with any two cards.
Agreed.
Try to be heads up. Try to look at it as like Eric's 4K, which is kind of a free 4K for you.
You take the 10 back, and you're all in. That's yours. Yeah, hopefully you got one too. And now for the main, flip over first.
Oh, yeah, boy.
Who got your hand? Pocket five.
Oh, let me get an 8.
Six.
What's wrong with you? I'm holding my favorite hand, brother. How could you? I hit the board. Favorite hand. Well, I wasn't even, and he hit. You let this man beat me with juice.
Target eliminated.
Juice said.
Yeah, like, I can't call, I hit the board.
You gonna try to rush me out? She gotta get past
Southern.
I think that age.
Yep.
I should have called. Look,
Yeah.
Queen Jack off, I'm like, don't know what you're doing.
I mean, you have to. No, I was just wrong.
Oh, yeah.
I never looked at my card. I did the other 2 minutes.
Oh, she was called.
I was on the small blind. No, I was never.
I had a
I'm the little blind. Right.
Everybody. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, I had about 100K if I
Take
made
it
that
down.
call.
You ready to go? Or are you gonna watch it? I do. I wanna watch a little bit of it. Birthday boy, you better win. Taking my damn shit's my hand. You know that's my favorite hand that you went in on.
Rachel's.
Great, look. All I need is in my hand, they can give me a 5.
I got it.
Oh, it's just one.
Look at me going.
Rachel, don't nobody care about
It's a
that.
technology emergency. I want to call. All right, 4,000.
It's still counting him in your right?
But yes, so I was.
Sounds okay. Okay, never mind.
I was big on 4,000 and I 2,000. I just didn't look. I just looked at the 2 minutes because I like you today. You should see the top turn. For what?
You show them for me?
All I needed 8 6 there. I had 8 600.
Unusual.
I was blind. Well, I was.
Nope, 4 is the minimum.
I'm gonna draw nothing. Come out. You did.
I know, but put the money on there though, so that it doesn't count. Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah, but
The guy asked.
1 minute remaining.
The guy asked me. Rachel, you played in one of these games? Oh, that's what it was. Sit next to Shannon. She thinks she's such a good
As long as Gilman knocked her out, it's okay.
She thinks she's a but she wants to read the other stuff. I said, girl, ain't nobody been playing. Karen ain't been playing, I ain't been playing, Steve ain't been playing. Ain't none of us been playing. So of course you're gonna win. So you join. Call. Call in.
Blinds will be raised at the end of this hand.
Now you fold. Now you fold.
All right. Blinds are now 2,000,
Call with your ace
4,000.
rag. Call with your ace rag. Now you fold.
2 and 4?
Is there a chip on the cards?
It was just 2 and 4, right?
Those are still for us.
Well, we still had 2 seconds before it went up.
Yeah.
So it's our last.
Yeah.
Is there a chip in these cards? That's
Yes.
rigged?
Yes. The cup card, the button, the cards, and your chips all have the RFID technology in it.
That means that's an expensive.
It's on you, sir.
And it fits in my hand. It's on
On me?
yes. 4,000 is the minimum. Let him put it out there first. There we go.
What? Hey. So it's like Eric checks his option in the. Yeah. Right.
Check.
So we got a little behind the scenes lesson. Looks like the
I
Yeah.
see it now.
yes. We had muted it on the mic to have some side conversations, and looks like we also had the software here. We needed to mute it also.
Check.
So, all right, let's see.
Joel bet the flop here with king high. Okay, he's trying to get Eric to fold. Eric is
And
just
then-
not going away.
Try to figure out. And this is one where it's like the trying to be constructive criticism. I like the aggression from Joel. I don't know if I would have necessarily played King 8 under the gun. Eric's, I was going to say the bad news, but we might have a chop.
The 8 actually plays.
8 plays.
Wow.
So Joel picks up a decent sized pot here, pot of 30K. Eric had the unfortunate gut shot straight draw that didn't come in.
You are the big blind.
I don't think he necessarily believed Joel. But now this is where I was talking about earlier, where 4,000, 8,000, those 20 big blind stacks are gone.
Yeah, those can get cut in half real quick. The game is designed to move quick, get everyone home by midnight.
Yeah. Yeah, we get a lot of people talking about like, oh, things that'll make it last longer. You ask any of our TDs.
Yeah,
these are,
no thanks.
These are long enough.
See if Victor tries to get cute here.
Good. No, good. I think we're four-handed, five-handed. That maybe Brandon probably should have gone with his. I know it's ace rag, but Brandon had like 25K here, and at 4-8, you gotta just have to go for it. But
And Joel gets a walk.
Joel must have had a hand worth showing. Now this is the time where you can really start to see if players pick up on other people's tight tendencies, or I would like to say even for myself, breaking my own tight tendencies.
Right.
Joel is our chip leader.
Easy fold for Brandon. King 9. I like King 9. I think Victor might try to make a move here.
Good call on that one. Okay.
Ooh. We got some action now. Ace Jack. Wow.
Well, now this is one
Ace
where
Jack is a tough. When you have an all in. To me, I'm thinking at least a pocket pair, or at worst Ace King, Ace Queen. I personally, depending on my chip stack, I don't think I would make the call. But
I have bad luck with Ace Jack. I think I let it go also. But
yeah. And Joel picks up pocket 7s. Showing some friends.
Joel lays
Wow,
it down.
okay.
We'll say that's a little surprising based on history, but maybe he does see it. And like kind of we were talking about how you'd feel about Ace Jack, that once 3 players have put a lot of action here.
Yeah, I agree.
Good fold for Joel. Yeah. This is one where I do love the shove with King 9. Now you're not feeling so great.
Right.
But this is where I always say, I would say I hope for Queen 10, but Queen 10's not so great with the King being up against the King Jack and the Ace Jack. That Victor's looking for lots of 9s.
Lots of them. Oh, it's a 9.
9, 10, and
Got
10.
a straight draw for. Oh, there it is, right there.
Yep.
It's a straight. Eric drawing to the king.
Sort of
All right.
nice pickup for Rakesh. Good game, Victor. That's a tough one that you took the beat with the pocket 10s and. Like we got in the chat from Old Monk, we got a shout out to our birthday boy Joel, celebrating his chip lead, which might not
Good
be the
fold
chip,
with the 7s.
which might not be the chip lead anymore. Looks like Rakesh is going to be pretty healthy here. It's always nice to win these big all-ins right here near the end. Just a reminder to everyone that the prize here at Firefly each night is $200. It is cash. Kind of as a default, it's winner take all, but it's interesting to see if anybody proposes a chop tonight. It's a good old way to have. We call it free poker to have your tab picked up.
King 10 on the button. Should probably make a move here.
Yeah, I would like
A little aggressive.
really just a shove here from Joel that this is
Wow. Okay.
bound to be the best hand.
Ace King. Okay.
So that's good timing on that fold. Not necessarily solid poker, but definitely a good fold in hindsight.
Jack 10 suited. He's probably going to shove here.
Jack 10, I like it. Figure Marco's, shoving any pair here, any big cards. Jack 10's going to play well, seeing all 5 cards.
Oh, he called. Okay. Thought he shoved.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I think this is the sword I die on. I don't know if Brandon knows he has some tells, but his giggle and his arm in the. Interesting. I think Marco, looks like Marco tried to get into a deuce and definitely got him to put his chips in here.
Drawing to an 8.
It's always nice when you flip them over when you're not drawing dead.
Yeah. Oh, and the 8 on the river. Wow.
That's a tough one.
Wow.
Played out how it was going to play out. Like, probably still would have liked to see the Jack 10 just get it all in pre-flop if you're going to play. But flair for the dramatic. Rachel commenting on her dealing abilities. Then, like I said, it's always nice to you flip the cards over, you're not drawing dead. Yeah, Rakesh is our new chip leader. I think this might not only it's nice to see Rachel in the box. A lot of times, she works the floor and has Minette fling the cards for us. He was doing that earlier. It's nice to see Rachel in the box. Yeah, we are definitely getting the desperation mode that could fold by Eric, preserving what's left of his chip stack.
King 9 suited here. Be interesting to see what he does here with him folding King 10 last hand on the button.
Looks like he's contemplating something. Might be the allure of being suited.
That's a very good point.
Calls. This can be a tricky one because I think Joel's second in chips. You don't necessarily want to have any reason to mix things up with Rakesh. That kind of let him take things, or if you're gonna put him to the test.
It looks like Rakesh is going to make a raise here. For 16 more.
16. No, I think this is.
Okay, 30,000.
Oh, 30,000 more. I was about to say, I like this on the higher side. I may have, if you were going to use this hand, especially since you're the chip leader. I know it's a weird position sometimes.
It's a good.
APC is like, oh, don't. But I think you just shove all in there that you really, really make people feel uncomfortable. You don't want to get an awkward call that ace small card isn't necessarily going to hit hard. So if you do get called, and you are the chip leader, it might have been a prudent play based on seeing stuff from Joel earlier that when a lot of the cards he did limp in with, he was committed to them. It is a good fold from him there, knowing that the chip, essentially the one person left in the tournament that can take him out.
Right.
All right, Joel, it's on you, man.
We'll say shout out to Joel for a very solid showing his first night here. He made Tantrum throw a tantrum earlier. Just ribbing at you, buddy.
Let's see what he raises here. 7-6 suited. I don't hate it in the big blind. Did he just call? Yeah, he just called.
Yeah. This is one where, words of advice. King Queen here is way good enough to put pressure on Eric. I'd like to see just a big bet. Eric might be trying to take this away here. He might get some resistance. King Queen is very, very under-repped here, but I like the aggression that if you're going to try to win some chips. Oh. Maybe the graphics are off. There was a raise and a call. Forget everything I just said.
Ooh, top pair, but Eric picks up the flush draw. I do not see him folding here.
Yeah. Not with 12K left. This hand is just playing itself. I think
Eric is all in.
Something's going to be fun here. I want to see a 4 diamonds on the turn. Give us
Make it interesting.
Super sweat here. I always like trying to figure out the card that makes the most pain. Come on, Rachel, do it. 6 of diamonds.
Gives him a pair. More outs. Too many outs. Does not hit.
Good game, Eric. Looks like Rakesh is going to pull in another hefty pot here.
So in this position, with him having as many chips as he does, he should really play his stack. Just based off of the play that we've seen, I feel like tonight people are playing a little tight, and he should take advantage of that for sure.
I definitely agree with that. APC final table with 4-handed, you got 16 bigs. That's huge. The other, the painful part for the other 3 players is they're hovering around similar stacks, and they're going to try to outlast each other probably. So I'd love to see Rakesh here just, not not crazy aggression, but more on the aggression anytime he's has I'd say a half decent hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Brandon.
Brandon picked up a big one. Let's see.
Except for Rockets. Is he just gonna limp here? Yeah.
Getting tricky. This is one where it's always interesting limping in with aces or trying to slow play them.
Let's see if Joel's gonna.
This is one of those where another one where somebody does something semi-questionable. It's hard for four-handed for two people to have big hands, and Brandon didn't hesitate once
Yeah, in this position, it's rotation kind of just let them knock each other out. Get to one more down.
No, he still has more than you.
Oh, this is going to be a tough spot for Joel. That definitely, I know when he raised, he definitely thought he had the best hand.
40,000.
I don't see him getting away from this one. All in the call. This is just a cooler four-handed. Slow play worked for Brandon there. I think for me, what happens, I slow play aces that the last two players behind me call. Each one of them is like 5-6 suited and like 7-8 offsuit.
I will say earlier at the table I was playing at earlier, many people got aces. You tried to slow play them, and aces did not hold up once. So let's see if it's like a trend for tonight.
See if Rachel deals the pain. For a jack, a
He's
9
got
of
one
that's,
out.
that's scary.
Oh no, now he's got
Jack or a 10.
Oh! I feel like I cursed the aces just then. Still have not held up. Wow. What is his birthday? So he's got the birthday luck for him today.
I will say APC does have a trend of people doing well on their birthdays. And a lot of times it could have to do with the amount of drinking they do, but Joel, besides his one Bailey's, said he was drinking coffee earlier, so welcome to the club, sir. I don't think I've seen him play anywhere else.
I actually played with him on Saturday at Tinder.
Nice.
That's the first time I've ever seen him.
Yep.
But he's a nice guy.
But we're saying one thing that's been pretty cool about things we see with like the live streaming here at Firefly, that I think I see 2 or 3 new people each time that we play. So, it's been a pleasant surprise for the club that I think a couple of times before we tried to move into Alpharetta, it's been slow going, but definitely had solid numbers here with our partnership with Game Theory. That kind of makes it enticing for everyone.
It's exciting. I tried really hard to make final table, and I was unfortunately the vocal girl.
Yeah.
So.
Full queen.
Oh, well, that was interesting.
Yeah. Pocket 9's easy shove.
Yeah. Let's see.
Kind of standard there. That the only thing that could have been a little different. Lucky for Joel that he didn't raise, but if you put some pressure on Marco, the other side of that, from a strategy standpoint, it's hard to actually put pressure on somebody that only has like 3 big blinds.
Right.
All right, 4, 8.
Let's see what Joel does here on the button. 3, 2. Yeah.
Just not to distract everyone from the action, but I will be your guest TD here on Saturday. So if you want somebody half as fun as Rachel and half as good looking, Marco, I think that's a call.
Looks like it.
Pretty easy call there from Rakesh. Bad luck from Marco. I do like the shove with 4 bigs. Any king is probably going to be the best hand there.
Yeah, 3-handed. That's, you see a face, you kind of got to go with the short stack.
Let's see if Rachel hurt some feelings again. Probably
He's
took,
got outs.
probably took all of her dealer willpower to get that 10 on the river before. So, but backdoor straight drawn. King still alive.
Need a king and big game, Marco.
Jack is such a teaser there that you want it to be the king.
Right.
And we got heads up with Rakesh and birthday boy Joel.
So what did gentlemen do here? They chopped the prize?
I feel like the blinds will probably be going up pretty soon.
Yeah.
No, you were just big mom.
Oh yeah, I'm the first female. Awesome. Glad you guys are enjoying.
Yeah.
Yep, 8 and 16.
That one of the
Blinds
fun,
just went.
I will say one of the fun things of busting out here at Firefly is getting to do commentary. That we've had a good rotation of people through here. That Taylor's done an excellent job today. That kind of we were talking earlier. That says even for myself, it's kind of nerve wracking at first. I'm like, what's the very first word that's going to come out of my mouth? And then it's just a nice, easy conversation. I was going to say that they were semi-deep. I think Rakesh had almost 20 bigs, but now the blinds went up. It'll be interesting to see what goes on here. That both playing kind of cautious. First hand heads up.
Joel, you're first. Check or bet.
I feel like first one to bet is probably gonna take down this pot, but I feel like with Joel, he's being pretty. Yeah, Rakesh here. Joel's pretty tight. I feel.
Good bet by Rakesh, picking up on the fact that Joel probably doesn't have an ace there, or at least from the perspective of Joel hasn't necessarily been aggressive pre-flop, but if he checks there, good bet.
8.
8, oh,
Yeah.
16.
Could even go with 4 is good. Looks like these two players are unlucky for Rachel that they're in the two farthest spots.
Those are when I'm dealing. Those are the two hardest spots for me to deal. I don't know why I just can never deal to the 4 and the 17.
Yeah.
It's so hard.
Yeah. Definitely, and this is a PSA for everyone. These are two spots, especially where help your dealer out.
Yes, these tables are pretty big. Push those chips in as far as you can.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Joel's definitely got to play Queen 10 there. One of the adjustments for heads up is, especially heads up, and you're both theoretically short stacked. That like the graphics showing 11 bigs and 5 bigs. Take your Queen 10 and stick it in the middle. The nice thing there is if you do get called and you win, well now you're the jokingly the overwhelming chip leader.
Right.
That was definitely something where knowing how many big blinds you have versus how many chips you have, definitely just stick your Queen 10 in here.
Yeah, Rakesh is gonna play aggressive here, which I like, just based off of Joel playing tight.
Do you think
But
this
he
is
might
one?
he might go in here.
Joel's sitting on 5. I think like 5 bigs. Actually, I think the right play here is just stick this in.
I think he's just calling here.
I know for myself that one of the always wanting to win. Sometimes it is tough to just stick your chips in there, but I think this is one Queen Jack. You just had to go with it.
I think if Joel wants to win this pot, he definitely needs to bet here. Well, actually, yeah, because Rakesh picks up a gut shot, but he needs to bet here.
If Joel doesn't bet, I think Rakesh is definitely going to stay the pedal to the metal.
Looks like he's going to make a bet here.
Now this is one where it's an interesting perspective of what exactly is he trying to represent here. That if you had flat called with an 8, and this is where I can be surprised by some players, that you would want to let Rakesh take the lead. So the only thing he's really representing here is a 6, I think.
Possibly.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say we're not quite that deep thinking.
Right.
But from that, if I had an 8, I would definitely let Rakesh keep the lead in the hand. I would have expected him to bet every time Rakesh with his gut shot calls.
There's a third 8 now. It's on you.
Board pairs again. This is one where
I think that's a good shove.
I love this bet by Joel that continue to tell the story you're telling. That
Yeah. I think Rakesh has to. I think he'll find a fold here.
That he knows that he can be up against a 6 here.
It's a very
Interesting.
surprising call.
Yeah, I think Joel's not supposed to show up with anything worse than a 6 here. Definitely don't put him on an 8, but
He's got a lot. He's got a lot of outs, but he's got a hit. So
Andy has the lead, 73% to win. But, bricks out. Nice play by Joel. This is another one where, in the end, it worked out how it probably should have. But the other side of that is, I would have just loved to see Joel stick in his Queen Jack pre-flop. He still wins.
yeah,
Still the same sweats.
Rakesh probably finds a fold there though pre-flop. So
It'd be interesting because Rakesh opened, raised first, and Joel flat called, and that's another one where it's like talking about from like what are players representing. When Joel flat calls pre-flop or calls the raise pre-flop and then leads the flop, like what is he representing? I thought it was a good bet by him sticking to his guns when the third 8 came. Those are places where I'd love to sit down and pick players' brains and see ask Joel, were you thinking of representing the 6 or just hoping that the other player just had 2 high cards, or in a strange world that you thought your Queen Jack was good?
right.
Well, you only have half in.
Good fold there that kind of preserved your chip lead, especially if Rakesh, if you pick up on anything that he might be a little stung there. Both these players very even in chips. Is Rachel always giving helpful instructions to the players?
Shout out to Rachel, always very customer service savvy, I'll say. Always helping people out, helping the servers out, whichever game that she's running. Love Rachel. You have to because she's your wife.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I love her too.
Yeah.
34.
That's definitely one where I jokingly see the disappointment of people when I have to run games. Like I said, I'll be running Saturday. Rachel always, first and foremost, has her customer service hat on. Making the experience great for everyone. Unless you didn't need a 10 on the river, then.
We didn't say she was a nice dealer.
Yeah.
We said she was just nice all around.
Yeah. It's like,
Almost dead even in chip stacks.
Yes.
Joel's got ace 10. Probably.
I
He
would've-
should definitely make a move here. See if he does tend to like any aces that are in his hand, from what I've seen. So
But this is definitely one where if Joel's going to pick a time to raise, this is the time, Joel.
16. You already have 8 out there.
oh man, it's be getting late for everybody over here at Firefly.
Earlier,
Go on, Joel, raise.
yeah, it's like trying to be unbiased here and there, but definitely we're like willing Joel to raise here. That
Raise coming.
either he's feigning confusion,
Right. Like I
But-
would say that maybe he's Hollywooding, but I think it's just
but
I'm not sure.
That's the minimum.
I think he just called. Okay.
no, this is interesting for Ke-
Oh no, he raised to 32. All right. That's min raise. All right.
But I do like the min raise there. That right now you're just gonna have to try to figure out ways to get chips in the middle.
It's
And
top pair.
up here.
Rakesh might try to represent a pair here. That's it. Kind of looks like what he's doing.
Now this is the board's not super draw heavy. This will be interesting perspective. Almost like a flat call here from Joel. I don't think that's what's going to happen if I had to guess, but on the same note that if we think we're ahead here, which we probably are with top pair, I want to keep all of Rakesh's bluffs in. I want to let him figure out a way to put more chips in when a scare card doesn't hit.
I agree. I personally probably would just flat call here just to, like you said, just trap him in a little bit.
That
I think it looks like he's raising them. Rachel's helping him out.
I would say 95 times out of 100 that you have the best hand here. And looks like Rakesh has given up, even though the king is a scare card. I do like Joel. Looks like he's going to bet again. That you don't want to see any other paint cards. I probably don't even feel really happy if my ace hits.
Right.
That you bet here to deny any sort of equity. And
Good.
good fold by Rakesh. That I think he knows that Joel isn't bluffing here.
I don't think we've seen him try to bluff this yet, but
I mean-
they don't know that.
I mean, the Queen Jack kind of, but like I said,
Right.
That's the one where I'd love to pick his brain.
Monica.
I think we'll get a mixture of our cards were pretty and
Right.
Now this is one definitely.
Oh, yeah, you look right
Joel's
here,
got
you'll
a
be able to see the flop.
big
That's easier to
chip
see
lead.
than
Definitely should be playing the
Blair,
stack
Our
here.
big blind for 16.
Rakesh's gotta get a big hand here. Not gonna happen this one.
This is the tough one because I'm like, I think I preserved my stack here. Just Joel probably overfolds, but on.
8-16.
Joel's got himself an assistant in that.
Yeah. Now this is one where, trying to think of what I'd want Joel to be pushing with here. Probably anything, any queen suited and better. 9-8. This is a tricky one. I may limp in with this one to see if Rakesh will let me play a smaller pot with him.
I agree.
Like I said, if it was like,
It's still 16, Joel.
like I said, if I had probably queen 10 or better here, I'd just be pushing on him.
Yeah, I think Rakesh
It's
is
got
probably
to be
shipping
32
it
is the
here.
minimum. If you want to call, it's 16. But since you're raising, it's going to be 32. It has to be a minimum of double his bet.
But definitely earlier on helping Joel out. Had a friendly reminder to him that when I was telling him bet sizes, it was total bet sizes and not raises. Then
Right.
a couple times had to help Joel with his change.
All in?
And good shove here, good standard shove. And now this is one of those just never replace final heads up poker. I think Joel just has to call here.
Right.
Folding?
Did he fold or did he call?
And that's a
What's he do?
let's say that's one that once he
Okay,
raised
he's calling.
once he raised This is another hand that, you know, heads up poker. Sometimes you're just gonna have to get it in there with what you got. It definitely plays well when you're seeing all 5 cards. I'd even say this is one where, if I have to come up with pain flops, that what are we looking at? 6-7 blank and
Right.
Nobody got a guarantee,
Joel has to hit here.
but this is one where definitely as Rakesh, I want to see the ace right in the window.
Ooh, picks up. Was that a
Flush draw.
I thought that one was a 6.
Get the 6 of hearts here on the turn, 3 of clubs. This is where, your heart's racing. You're like, clean run out for Rakesh. I like both of their plays there. I don't think maybe Joel, if he was going to raise, just go ahead and go all in, make Rakesh make a decision. Other than that, nice play by both guys.
I'll chop it if you want to. I'll give you
Cash got a little bit more life left in him.
We just heard the infamous words there. Joel said, "I'll chop with you." Rachel does a good job of keeping our players informed of what the prizes are and what their options are.
You want to chop the 200?
I will say this is smart on their part. Sounds like Rakesh might want to play it out, but when you're both sitting on like 6 big blinds, chop's not a bad thing.
It kind of seems like the blinds are probably about to go up here.
I am 16.
3 and 1. 3 red,
3.
3 red, 1 blue.
Bless his heart.
Yeah. But I will say it's nice having the denominations printed on the chips, but sometimes players still need a little bit of help.
Yeah. It's nice here too. They have TPs surrounding you as well, telling you what the blinds are. So
Option.
Let it fold. I mean, let it roll. Throw 3 cards.
he said, "Let it fold," but then he meant, "Let it roll."
Yeah.
I know you're tired.
Another one.
Verbal binding.
Definitely.
Nope, she just said it. Verbal is binding.
Definitely using APC as a learning experience. Joel earlier was definitely a thinker with his hands. We had to friendly reminder to him to not tap his hands when he's thinking that the table is going to take that as a check.
It's right here, baby.
Rachel, once again, doing a great job of helping our newer players out, reminding them of what chip denominations are what.
I admire Rachel's patience as well.
20,000.
She's a real one.
But like we tell people, that's one of the beauty of APC is you guys come out and play in a non-intimidating environment, learn the ins and outs, and especially a lot of the etiquette and the rules of poker before you go play in a casino. Kind of reduces the intimidation factor.
I agree. It gives you some practice too. You have a whole mesh of types of players. You have, ones that are pretty solid, pretty tight, and then ones that are just there for the drinks.
Yeah. But who knows? A year from now we may see Joel on a poster
Of some kind. Let's see what we got here.
That I actually think he was the first guy in today that when Rachel and I rolled in about, let me get here, 6:30, about 6:15, Joel was coming in. So here early on his birthday, but he didn't know he was getting birthday drinks.
We're going to all in, see if Joel plays his face.
This is where it's starting to get tricky. That I think Rakesh would have still gone with this, but would have liked to seen a raise with the king on the button there. But Rakesh is doing a great job of keeping the lead in most of these hands, that kind of keeping Joel on the ropes.
They're on a 15 minute delay, so.
All right, Joel, put your 16,000 out there.
Is it
You're
16?
still-
Is it 16?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Let me check the TV right in front of me.
Looks like we have our third dealer for the night. Eric coming in for
Rachel's tired. I don't
couple,
blame her.
couple presses. And then sounding like the blinds are going up here that we're definitely going to be in the no chips left for post flop play mode.
Crash probably making a raise here. An ace.
But this is one where, I know we can, as players, can get stuck in our heads that, ace rag, but ace is going to be way the best hand here.
Heads up for sure.
And then Joel. Pretty sure I like a fold here, but this and same thing. If what we just heard was right, that the blinds are about to go up. I almost want to see Joel pushing any 2 cards here now on the button.
Yeah. Rakesh is doing a really good job of commanding the table at this point. He's raised a couple hands, and Joel has found the fold. So you can almost just have any 2 cards at this point, and he might fold.
Joel's essentially running out of chips to keep pressure on Rakesh. That there's going to be not a lot of hand. And now this is one where 10-3 can be scary, but now we really just have to use the power of how many chips we have left. That with 10 bigs and 6 bigs, you can still do damage.
Oh, absolutely.
We kind of have to almost forget what your cards are.
Right. Yeah, heads up is all about playing the player, less about what cards you have. At least in my experience, just kind of getting a feel of how that person's playing for the whole night, and then just attacking their weaknesses.
But another reason, especially with the blinds going up, is probably even more incentive to Joel to shove there. That now with 3 big blinds, not that Rakesh's 5 big blinds are that much more intimidating, but
Right.
If you'd have picked up 16,000 there, that both of you are sitting at 4, you're essentially at the same stack, assuming Rakesh was going to fold that hand.
See, blinds are up 1632. What a lot of APC players call bingo now.
But, you almost have to go with literally with any 2 cards.
Yeah.
That even from Rakesh's standpoint, if he folds the button here, that you essentially have the same stack. Once again, as scary as it can be, I think you just play on Joel's kind of timidness. But there's always way easier said than done sitting here on the rail.
Absolutely. There's a reason we're here. A lot of trading back and forth.
Once again, just a reminder to everyone, we do have a game here on Saturday at 3 o'clock. For those of you not in Cherokee for the World Series of Poker circuit event that started this week. In fact, I actually think it started today. So I know a bunch of players will be up there, but if you're not, come see us at Firefly on Saturday. Just got a friendly reminder to tell you it's 3 o'clock again. But I will be your guest, TD.
He should be all in here. Is he folding? Oh no, he called. Okay.
No, it was a call. That's one where you just have to let it. Kind of the cards are going to play themselves. Ace is just good enough to go with. I do like the shove by Joel for the King 8. Yeah. Always holding our breath. Same thing. I always want to hit the ace just so there's no doubt.
There it is.
Looks like a clean run out for Rakesh.
Great game by both guys. Good job, Rakesh.
Based on what Joel was saying earlier. He's definitely a APCer now. That he's going to be coming back out and playing with us. That, you know, not only did he make a final table, made the final table with live stream stuff. Just,
Pretty cool.
there's a shout out for TLS.
Oh, the losing squad is that what
Yeah.
stands for? Just kidding.
I would say us here with TNC Team No Chips.